but I didn't know that I was getting the biggest and furthermore the most expensive phone. Yes, I'm a petty lover today. What's up guys, my name is Zion and welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I decided to do a what's on my iPhone XS Max, and I've actually seen a lot of these videos on the internet, and part of me can't understand why someone would want to look at what's on somebody else's phone, but the other part of me is like, wow, this is actually kind of aesthetically pleasing and yet soothing. I don't know. So I decided to try this out. So I have the iPhone XS Max Space Gray. I was gonna show you guys the back of my phone, like no case, but I just tried it like a good minute ago. Y'all give me a second. Let me just hold up. Let me figure. I just like it's a tight case, you know. It's a tight case, and yeah, that was tough. That was too much. So that's a no for me. But I will show you guys my case. So I actually just got this palm tree case from Five Below, and it's really nice, but if I'm being honest, it offers no protection. And I literally just chipped my screen protector, hopefully not my actual screen, today. I think I'm gonna get a protective case, maybe an OtterBox or something, but I also have a pop socket here on the back, and I know that a lot of people use pop sockets for decoration, but quite honestly, like, this one's not that cute. And furthermore, when I got the phone, I knew that I wanted an X, but there's so many like X's out there from Apple. They got the X, the XR, and then the XS Max. The phone that I had before was the iPhone 7, so I know I didn't want something small, but I didn't know that I was getting the biggest and furthermore the most expensive phone. With all of that said, let's hop right into the video. So let me start screen recording. So I love quotes for my lock screen, and this one right here is a Morgan Harper Nichols quote, and it says, "In the reckless, gritty chaos of things, you are loved and you are seen." So I love to have quotes for my lock screen, or pictures of cities or palm trees or beaches, because it just like either the quotes speak to me, or the cities or places that I just think are beautiful, or places that I want to be. So let's hop right into my phone. Let's actually open it up. The first thing that we actually have on my phone is just kind of a blank page with no apps and just my actual home screen. And so this is just palm trees. And like I said before, I really like beaches and stuff, so I'm gonna assume these are in like a sunny state with beaches like Florida or California. And I'm pretty much obsessed with California. Like, hopefully I'll move there. I know that sounds like a big YouTuber thing, but before I even knew YouTube was a thing, I was like, California has beaches. That's where I need to be. This lock screen actually is also made up of my favorite colors, which is blue and green. Sometimes I just want to see the home screen and no apps. So let's look at my apps though. So I have a lot of apps on my phone for no reason. I don't even use most of these, but I have all of my social media apps kind of out and about, and I have like little folders of apps that I don't use that much, or things that kind of have categories that I also really just don't use that much. So I'm going to skip over all of the iPhone apps that are pre-installed, because we know about those. Like, there's no need for that. So let's hop into maybe my email and edu file. Let's see, I have like the UGA app, which can show you like what time the buses come and stuff like that. I have GroupMe. I hate having GroupMe on my phone. I mean, you can actually get the messages sent to like your text messages versus having the app downloaded on your phone. But I feel like every time I get into something new, you have to get into the GroupMe. You need the actual app for that, so I just leave it on my phone. I have Google Drive and Gmail, which I actually use a lot, but I'm not gonna open those up because like personal emails or whatever. And I have Outlook, which has maybe like my Hotmail on it, and then it has my school email and my old school email from dual enrollment as well. I have Unidays on my phone, which you need if you're trying to get the student discount for Apple Music. Let's see what else I have. So I have photo and video, which is just my Google Photos, which is like if I have it linked to my phone and my email. So if I delete something on my phone, it'll get saved automatically to my Google Photos so I can go back. And sometimes that's cool, but then it's like, sometimes it's like, I don't talk to that person anymore, so I don't know why you decided to save those photos. So obviously I have my photo albums, and I have a lot in there. I have vlogs, I have videos that I was supposed to edit forever ago but didn't get around to it. Normally, like with my previous phones, I've literally had so many photos. I mean, thousands of photos, and I love it. My photo album is mostly made up of quotes, because obviously, like you've seen my lock screen, I love quotes. But since I didn't back up like my last two phones, I lost a bunch of stuff, which a lot of it's saved in my Google Photos. So I have almost 2,000, but for me, that's not a lot. So I have camcorder. I'm gonna open that up. So it's kind of like I barely use it. How do I flip it? So I have camcorder, which like you guys can see, it's kind of like a 90s thing, and I had it on my old phone and I really like it. I wish I had a camcorder because that's so vintage. Okay, so I have camcorder. Let's see, let me get off the app because my phone's landscape now. All right, so that was my photo and video app, and now I have my YouTube stuff app, and I edit my videos on iMovie, but a lot of the transitions and like my thumbnails, they come from these apps in this folder, and I haven't used all of them. I don't even know what Moldave is. I use VSCO, I use PhotoGrid, and I barely know what Over is. I probably should delete those until I actually find out what they are because they're taking up space. Next, I have my shopping app, which I'm not gonna go into, but I have like my banking stuff, eBay, Amazon, Chick-fil-A, all that. And I use the Walgreens app because you can get pictures actually printed from Walgreens, and I'll show you a couple of those that I actually have. So you basically can order like printed out photos on Walgreens for a really cheap price, and they'll actually give you physical copies of those photos, and it could be stuff that you have in your camera roll, stuff that people send to you, stuff like that. So I'll show you some of those photos. This one is a quote that I had on my phone, and you can't see it very well because it's kind of bright, but this one says, "A better me is coming," and I just keep this one on my mirror just kind of as a reminder that a better me is coming. The next photo that we have is my TV, which is like Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff. I don't even use CWC, I really should delete it. So I actually have podcasts. I know like podcasts is a pre-installed app on the iPhones, but I actually use podcasts and I listen to them. So if you guys know any good podcasts, please let me know. Okay, so next we have my Spotify app. I haven't been on Spotify in a minute. I don't have Spotify Premium, so it's kind of tough. I have Apple Music with like the student discount, and you know you can do like a lot with that. So I mostly use Apple Music right now, but I might stop and come back to Spotify. So if you guys want to add me and then check out my playlist, I think it's Z Walker 6. My biggest playlist is probably Jams, which is like a couple of my favorite artists like Black, Rex Orange County, pretty much. Let's see what else I have over here. I love her. Oh my goodness. Her, obsessed, really. Frank Ocean, of course, J. Cole, Miguel, Travis Scott. So those are just a few that are on my Jams playlist. Next, I have my SoundCloud, which I'm not really gonna go into because I'm a new user to SoundCloud and I don't have like a lot of stuff on SoundCloud. I mostly just use SoundCloud for the background music and my YouTube videos. So next we have my Apple Music, and I'll go through that just a little bit. This is what I mainly use. I have like Summer Walker, J. Cole, DJ Khaled, which is more just like a J. Cole interlude on one of his albums. I got Black, Ty Dolla $ign, stuff like that. So this is just my Apple Music, and I use this one pretty much daily. Of course, I have my Twitter, and I'm pretty much on Twitter a lot, but there's just been so much going on in the feed that I'm trying to stay away for these past couple days. But you guys should go follow me on Twitter at ZWalker315. So this is my Twitter. I use this pretty frequently as well. So I also have my YouTube because like watch YouTube videos. I've been watching a lot of college YouTube videos. That's kind of what I'm into right now. I don't watch like a lot of like YouTubers like upload like every week. It'll be like one video that I'm like, oh, this is cool. So if you guys have any YouTubers you want to recommend to me, please let me know. So next we have my Instagram. You guys, so next we have my Instagram. You guys should follow me on my Instagram at _Z. I'm looking at the name and said it wrong. _Zion W. I don't have a lot of followers and I don't have a lot like posted on my feed, but I'm also on this one pretty much every day, looking at other people's stuff more so than posting my own. Okay, so my Pinterest is my biggest spot for where I get like my college dorm inspiration at this point, and a lot of like Bible verses, and specifically I also get a lot of my lock screens. So I'm going to show you guys one that I had for a really long time that I absolutely love. I have wedding dresses, I have prom dresses when I was looking during prom season. So this is the lock screen that I had up until probably like a few days ago, which is Jesus Said Chill, and I liked that one because like it was always like a reminder if things were going really good or really bad. Like if I felt like I was doing too much, it'd be like, bro, Jesus said chill. But if I felt like I was worrying too much, it'd be like, Jesus said chill. So I really like that one, but I kind of didn't like the baby blue. But one that I had for a minute that I absolutely loved, this one right here. and it's the background is absolutely gorgeous, and it says she doesn't need a hero, she is the hero. So I love that one. And then one that I had for a minute during the school year, which got me through a couple of tough times. I'm really not the type of student to stay up late for school, but I will like spend hours and hours on an assignment. So this one, when I wanted to like give up on homework or whatever, this one was really motivating. And it says, and she continued, a successful woman. So I love that one. So if you guys want to follow me on Pinterest, I don't even know what my Pinterest username is. I'm pretty sure it's zwalker315. Like, I'm pretty sure. But if it's not, then like you'll see some letters up here and be like, oh sis, that ain't it. So that's my Pinterest. So I know that I said I wouldn't go into the pre-installed apps on my phone, but I will go into the ones that I use pretty frequently. So I use Safari like a good bit. I also use my reminders a bunch. I use App Store when I'm like looking for new stuff, and I also use my notes. I have like my schedule coming up. You can scan documents on iPhone and send them, so I save them as a note, and then maybe like email them to myself and then email them to somebody else who might need them. If I hear a cool quote that I like from a movie or a TV show, I'll then put that in my notes. So that's an app that I use a lot. But the thing about notes is I'll forget to come back and look at whatever I just put in my notes. So that's a thing. I use my contacts quite a bit. I have never used Keynote or Numbers. I use News, but I turned off, that sounds like I'm saying nudes. I use News, but I turned off my notifications for it because like, the world is sad. I use Tumblr a lot. I get a lot of quotes from Tumblr. And I also get a good bit of wallpapers from Tumblr, but it's been a minute. Like, you really gotta search for the good stuff on Tumblr. So I think that's everything on my iPhone XS Max. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you guys have any questions about any specific apps that I use, please let me know. And if you guys are watching this on a phone, comment down below what kind of phone that you're watching this on, whether it be an iPhone, what kind of iPhone is it, or if you have an Android, then tell me what kind of Android phone that you're watching this video on. But until next week, I'm Zion, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Look at the camera, look at the camera, look at the camera. Okay. 2, 1, head out.